Good evening, and welcome to this October 13th edition of EastCast. I'm Monica Werlert with David Drachman to bring you the news of the week. The freshman elections for the class of 1997 were held last week, and the newly elected class officers are as follows. President Brian Chow, Vice President Frank Zamuda, Secretary-Treasurer Kristen Connor, and Publicity Manager Jay Del Rosario. The elected were very happy and excited about the year to come. They tried not to make any false promises and say that their objectives are to give this freshman class a warm welcome and a great year, and of course to keep up the spirit of the class of 1997. Good luck to all of you. This morning, a committee from East and West sat with members of the Board of Education and discussed topics such as the grading system, guidance, religious observances, class rank, and other concerns of the students. The student representatives included Daniel Nottingham, Adam Litwin, Serene Sangurai, Neil Relosa, Carolyn Mayer, and Randy Saperstone. This breakfast with the board takes place 2 or 3 times a year and gives students a chance to voice their concerns to board members.
Hey, Monica, have you heard the one about the rabbi, the priest, and the Muslim who all came to Cherry Hill East last week? Well, actually, it's no joke. Father John Visserone, Rabbi Newlander, and Sally Baraka all came to speak at the World Civilization English 1A program to help them understand the basis for these 3 Middle Eastern religions. Student teacher Mr. Teitelbaum made all of the arrangements for this program. Religious understanding plays a big part in the studies of world civilization. Attention all parents, interims came out last Friday. The interims are preliminary grades which come out between report cards. Regardless of what your children or the neighbor's children might have told you, all students get interims. If your child says that he or she didn't get one because they didn't need one, then your child isn't necessarily telling you the whole truth. What may be a few hours off from school next week for freshmen, sophomores, and seniors takes on a different meaning for juniors. As of this year, all juniors are required to take the HSPT tests. The tests last for 3 days next week, Tuesday the 19th, Wednesday the 20th, and Thursday, October 21st. Juniors will report to school at regular time all 3 days, while all other students will report to homeroom at 10:55, 11:05, and 10:55 respectively. All subsequent periods will be 19 and 20 minutes long. The HSPTs stand for the High School Proficiency Tests. Passage of these tests, which include reading, writing, and math sections, is mandatory for all students who wish to graduate. Failure will result in special classes to help respective students in the skills in which they have difficulty. Monica?
This Saturday and Sunday at 8 p.m., Lab Theater will be presenting 2 plays. The first, Love, Death, and the Prom, directed by Mr. Weaver, is a collection of playlets written by John Joy that deal with everyday teenage issues and problems. Some of those acting will be Jen Ellis, Jeff Tabnick, Joel McMenamin, and Steve Barron. The second one allows the audience to participate. Shall We Join the Ladies, directed by R.J. Portella, is a murder mystery about 12 dinner guests that are invited to a mansion for dinner. The host shares with them the news that 2 years ago his brother was murdered on that very night. All the guests that night and the butler had been present this night for a number of different reasons. The twist to this play is that the audience chooses the murderer. Since this play takes place after intermission, near the end of the intermission, the audience, who will have been provided with a short description of each character, will be able to choose who the murderer should be. You choose the ending to this play. The play contains about 60 to 70 participants. The stage manager is Rena Meltzer, technical director Andrew Rosenfeld, master electrician Stephanie Cohen, and sound technician Matt Chevy. Lab Theater is also recommended as being a great introduction to theater for those who want to get involved, especially freshmen. The auditions are in the first weeks of the school year, and the one-acts last into October, overlapping with the fall show. The plays are performed on the main stage. Again, this year's Lab Theater shows will be on this Saturday, October 15th, and Sunday, October 16th, in the auditorium. Admission is $3, and tickets can be purchased at the door. Back to you, Dave.
Tryouts for the Battle of the Bands concluded last week. This year's hopefuls include Garden and Wooden Indian, which, quote-unquote, present the Seattle grunge sound. The battle will take place on Friday, October 22nd at 7:30. Admission is $4. The music department has added a new musical group. Monica was able to speak with Mrs. Lisa Wilson about Casual Harmony. Monica?
Ms. Wilson, what are exactly the different groups at East, the different musical groups? What is the variety?
The The variety is manifold. We start off with a vocal workshop class, two of them actually, that has about 100 students enrolled, and that's the first choir that you must be in if you want to proceed to the other groups. They are audition groups. And they meet every day during the school year. We sing music from all different time periods, all different styles, and we have a wonderful time. We learn about theory, music history, and hopefully how to sing. If you want to be a good singer, join vocal workshop. And then they have a choice of auditioning for either Chanson, which is our all-female choir, or the East Singers, which is our top soprano, alto, tenor, bass mixed ensemble. And there are approximately 52 students in East Singers and 42 students in Chanson. And then we have 3 extracurricular choirs, and Heather, Allison, and Jared are here to tell you a little bit about those groups.
All right, Heather, you're in bells and you're in East Singers also. What time period are these involved with?
The Bells of East usually they write all their music. The students write the music, and so we sing basically anything that they pick out. Modern, mostly modern music, such as we're doing 2 pieces, Time in a Bottle and Edelweiss right now, which we'll be performing for Back to School Night, October 14th, Back to School Night. So come see it.
So that was Heather from Bells, and you are in Magical Singers, and what exactly is that?
Well, we're an 18-person a cappella group, and we sing magical songs from the Renaissance time. We design all our own costumes, historic costumes. We research them, and we get them made. And we're also performing at Back to School Night. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, and you, Jared, you and Miss Wilson have started a new project here called Casual Harmony. Correct? It's a male a cappella group. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, tell us more about it.
Well, as you said, it's an all-male a cappella group. We're brand new. We just started up at the end of last year and got school funding over the summer, and now we're a real group here. The auditions just ended, actually, and we're a 12-man group right now, tenors and basses. We're doing mostly all contemporary things like Billy Joel, his new song For the Longest Time, things like Brown Eyed Girl and You've Lost That Loving Feeling. And we're going to be making our own arrangements that the students are going to be writing.
All right, thanks a lot. And for all of you, this has been Monica Gorelick from EastCast, and well, now you know about the music department. With highlights of the latest in sports, here's Mike Kravitz.
Thank you, Monica. This week in sports, the girls' soccer team narrowly defeated Pennsauken 3-2 with 30 seconds left in the second overtime. Karen Greenberg contributed to the victory with a pair of goals. In boys' soccer, East defeated Edgewood 3-1. Michael Lean and Jason King each had a goal. East also beat Eastern 2-0. Todd Block and Andrew Jensen were the only goal scorers. The boys are rated number 3 by the Philadelphia Inquirer in South Jersey, with a record of 7-0-1. In the big football game, East beat Highland 13-7. Jeff Charkis had a 3-yard touchdown run, followed by a C.J. Davis extra point kick. Scott Peeler had 2 field goals, a 38-yard one and a 50-yarder. But he also missed a 56-yard field goal when he hit the crossbar. One quick fact about this game, Highland has never scored a single point against East in the first quarter. The team is rated number 5 with a 3-0 record by the Philadelphia Inquirer. East is looking to work its way up to number 1. East will hope to remain undefeated this Saturday against Camden at Farnan Park. This has been Mike Kravitz. Back to you, Dave.
Thank you, Mike. That's it for the news today. Special thanks to Mr. Gordon Hampson, cameraman and editor, and to Mr. Keith Haynes, advisor. Also to Ben Wiener and Jeremy Seidel, our student camera people. And thank you for joining Monica Werler, Mike Kravitz, and myself, David Drockman, for the news this evening. Tonight we leave you with Ophelia, who enjoyed playing with the leaves. Good night, Ophelia.
Good evening and welcome to the West Report. I'm Laura Gannon.
And I'm Steve Francis. As you may have noticed, the West Report has now changed its opening sequence, and we'd like to thank Mr. Gordon Hampson, who edited the video, and Senior John Armour, who composed, arranged, and recorded the new theme song.
In just a few minutes, back to school night will begin here in the auditorium, so you still have time to get over to the auditorium and pick up your child's schedule. After many months of construction, West's brand new guidance offices are finished. The guidance counselors and secretaries have moved into the new offices. Even though the guidance department was very cramped in the professional library since the beginning of school, it's been business as usual. Now that they're in the new offices, they don't expect it to be long before the kids find out they've moved, and it will be as busy as it's always been.
Shop West Supermarket has been spreading its wings and starting on many new enterprises. For example, during September, after intensive classroom training, several students were able to transfer their Shop West training into entry-level positions at a local ShopRite. This new program had been developed by Ms. Lynn Stanhouse, Marketing Education Coordinator, and Mr. Steve Ravitz, owner of many area ShopRite supermarkets, and will enable students to gain the extra experience they need to get ahead in the narrowing job market. Shop West doors opened last week, so stop in between 10 and noon, Monday through Friday.
The cast of this year's children's show, Puss in Boots, have been practicing very hard every day after school under the direction of Mr. Kmenman. 12 students make up the cast, the leads belonging to Kate Nanny, Jeff Gannon, Josh Cohen, Aaron Lazar, Jessica Deal, and Miriam Miller. The cast begins their performances on the 27th at area elementary schools. They will be traveling to Clara Barton, Joyce Kilmer, Kingston, and Thomas Paine elementary schools. Puss in Boots will then perform in the school auditorium on Friday, the 29th at 4 o'clock and 7 o'clock p.m., and on Saturday the 30th at 11 a.m. and 2 o'clock p.m. Steve?
Cherry Hill West Baseball Club held a yard sale last Saturday, October 9th, in order to raise funds for a tournament in Arizona. West was one of the few lucky teams to be chosen for this tournament, which will take place after spring break of this year. Over 20 families donated items to West Baseball in hopes of a big turnout. The sale, which was held at Carlton Insurance Agency on Kings Highway, was able to accomplish the team's goal of making over $1,000 and will most likely be able to fund the team's trip with a few more fundraisers like this one. And here's Dave Marika with sports.
The West football team, hit by injuries last week, lost to Washington Township last Friday, 28-6. The Lions were without quarterbacks Kevin Carlton and Joe Gamaz and running back Michael Fulcher. The team tries to improve its 1-2 record against Eastern this week. The boys varsity soccer team, ranked number 5 in South Jersey, got a goal from Aaron Pesnell with 19 minutes left in the game to defeat Washington Township 1-0. The Lions' undefeated record fell, though, last Thursday in a 1-0 loss to Eastern. West finished this week up with a win over Bishop Eustace. Anthony DeMichael had a stellar performance this week in net for the Lions. The Lady Lions field hockey team fell to Camden Catholic 1-0 early last week. The girls, however, regrouped and went on to defeat Triton 2-0. Julia Dunworth had a pair of goals in this contest, and Erica Johnson made 6 saves in the cage for West, who plays East and Highland this week. The girls' tennis team fell to Eastern 5-0 and Overbrook 4-1 last week. Congratulations, though, to Aviva Kapist and Geraldine Chazan. This doubles combination advanced to the second round of the Olympic Conference tourney before being eliminated. The girls' soccer team fell to Eastern last week 4-0. On Friday, however, the Lady Lions defeated Millville 2-0. The team plays Camden Catholic this week. The boys' cross-country team beat Cherry Hill East but lost to Washington Township in a tri-meet last week. Jason Conwell led the Lions with a second-place finish in the meet. The girls' team also beat East while falling to Township. Jen Jennings took third for the Lady Lions. The girls and boys both raced in the Camden County meet this week. The girls' gymnastics team lost to Cherokee 83-66 last Tuesday. Kristen Flynn took second in the vault and third in the floor exercise, while Jen Mesa took third in the vault and uneven bar. Laura Gannon added a second place in the all-around event. The boys' gymnastics team lost to Cherry Hill East last night. That meet will be shown after the West Report. The originally scheduled field hockey game was canceled due to rain. Well, that's all the sports. Now back to the West Report.
The leaders of the freshman government have been chosen, and I had a chance to talk to their new Lieutenant Governor, Karen Singer. Karen said it felt great to run unopposed. Everything was pressure-free. The governor, Gina Hart, and Lieutenant Governor Karen Singer, along with the help of their class advisor, Ms. Mastel, have begun to pick their 93-94 government staff. Karen hopes to find kids who are ready to commit and give the extra time and effort needed to help their class. Karen also told me that the class hopes to raise money by holding a car wash and by selling West products.
On Saturday, October 16th, Cherry Hill Township will hold its second Beautify Route 70 Day. Community members will be planting bushes and flowers along one section of Route 70 across from the Clover Store Shopping Center. Last time, flowers were planted near the racetrack. The Environmental Commission of Cherry Hill has asked Nature Defense Club members to help with this project. Eventually, all of Route 70 in Cherry Hill will be beautified. We, in turn, would like to ask members of all Cherry Hill West organizations and clubs to join us in making this community project a success. Remember, the date is October 16th at 8 o'clock. The place is at the Marketplace 2, 1988, Route 70 West. Refreshments, Adopt a Highway pins, and T-shirts will be provided. Please sign up with Mrs. Haas in E21. If you are a man who wants to be a Mr. West contestant, see Mr. Jalora in D1 during homeroom. PSAT testing will be held on October 16th at 8 a.m. There will be a Teen AIDS Line kickoff event sponsored by the AIDS Coalition of Southern New Jersey on Tuesday, October 26th from 6:30 p.m. till 9 o'clock p.m. at Cherry Hill East.
Thank you for watching the West Report. Please join us again next week at this time. Good night.
Good night.